Here's one you haven't seen before because it didn't exist. Today, I'm gonna get to take a test drive in the 2026 Cadillac VISTIQ. It's the sport package, and since this is a brand new vehicle, I'm gonna need an expert like John Ambrozic here. Hey, John.
Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. John actually drives an electric Cadillac, so he's gonna be our expert today in this sport package VISTIQ. Let's take it out for a test drive.
Sounds good.
If you're interested in a Cadillac vehicle, come check out our inventory. We're online at smailcadillac.com. And first thing, John, this is a stunning exterior to this vehicle. Reminds me of that Lyric, but what color do we have here?
We got argent silver metallic on the exterior of this one.
Yeah, I mean, it has a nice little lighting display there. You can see as the vehicle, you get close to it with the key fob. And you have that Cadillac logo in monochromatic.
Pretty long hood. It's a bigger vehicle.
We have a third row SUV here. So this slots in just below the Escalade.
Yeah.
As far as size.
This is like the electric version of the XT6. So this, on the Sport, this has 21-inch wheels.
And those wheels are absolutely stunning. They're glossy black with some chrome accents, that monochromatic Cadillac logo there in the center as well. So we have our charging port here. As far as charging goes, what's the range on this?
About 315, 320 miles on a full range.
Whenever I approach the vehicle with the key fob in my pocket from a distance, it actually presents these handles, right?
Yeah.
Which allow me to get in. And if I, hit lock on the key fob, it's gonna put those away. Or if I hit unlock on the key fob, it'll.
Yeah. Now the other thing is too, if they happen to not introduce themselves as you walk up, you can get in it by just pushing the skinny part. Just push it in, and that'll pop them all out.
As long as the key fob's needed.
Plus that, when you do that, that's going to unlock the doors also.
Another thing that I want to point out is that on the side of the vehicle, there's these etchings on the windows, right?
When you're standing, again, further away, it kind of gives the vehicle a sense that it's moving.
So approaching the back of the vehicle, we're actually noticing this beeping that's happening. With the key fob in my pocket, it's actually bringing the gate up by itself. And some other really cool things I like about this tailgate, we have all-weather mats back here. Was that an additional feature that was added to this?
Yeah, the all-weather floor liners.
We have some additional storage underneath here, which is great. Something that kind of goes overlooked here that I really like are these chrome accents that protect the back of this vehicle from getting all scratched up whenever you have stuff back here.
Yeah.
But we do have a 3-row SUV, so we can get more space in here. All I have to do is hold these in here, and that's going to go ahead and put the 3rd row down. So that's going to give us a lot more space to store stuff back there. And the 2nd row seats, if I press these buttons, you'll see the left and the right will go down. But what's really nice is that those 3rd rows look like they're electronic, so you can bring them up too, right?
Correct. Yep.
So you have a lot of different ways that you can store things or have people sat back here. So let's check out the space in these 3rd rows, John. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this up here and get myself back in here. Now, if we were to close this, So I do have room between me and the seat in front of me here.
Are you good there still?
Yeah, right about there.
Give you an idea.
Where I put it. Yeah, so I do have, my knee isn't quite hitting against the seat, but it's, I have about a ½ an inch between me and that. I have black perforated leather back here with this white stitching that's really nice, sticks out. But here's some cool features back here that you can't appreciate until you're back here, right? Over here on the right side, you can actually see you have ventilation, which will blow, it can blow on you, or, it's just nice to have in that 3rd row. You also have a USB-C fast charger back here, and that's left and right side for both of those things. You have a cup holder on both sides, and, just a nice little armrest back here. But the big thing that I'm noticing here in this 3rd row, because you normally do not get this, I have a nice little moonroof back here.
Yeah, and it's separate from the rest of it. So
that black leather perforated continues up to those 2nd row seats with the whitish, it's actually more of a gray stitching, like a silverish type stitching, now that I'm noticing it. You have this large panoramic sunroof up here, which you can actually bring the shade halfway if you don't want light back here and the people up front want light. You have some additional storage on the back of these seats. AC controls back here, right?
Yeah, Yeah, and the nice thing is it gives you that big, nice touchpad that you can control it. But the other cool thing about this is that this vehicle actually has 5 different climate zones. So you can have your driver, front passenger on 2 separate settings.
Okay.
Second row passengers, they can each do their own setting, and then you have a 5th setting for the rear passengers in the 3rd row.
But also in this second row seat, we have heated seats, so that's really cool to have. If we go through some of these other settings, you can kind of see we have ambient lighting here. Below here, we have our ventilation for the back seat, but we have 2 USB-C fast charging ports, and it looks like a 3-prong 120-volt outlet down there as well. Something that I am really appreciative of is some additional cup holders down there. Let's jump up to the front row seats. Let's see what's up there. Jumping into the VISTIQ here for the first time here, John, with the key fob in my pocket. Actually, we have it down here. If I want to start this vehicle up, how do I do it?
Just put your foot on the brake.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. All right, well, we see everything light up there. We have a fully digital display ahead of us here. We have, on the right side, we have our infotainment screen with Google Assistant, my Cadillac app, ambient lighting, just a ton of different stuff. And, park assist too. So this vehicle will actually park itself?
Yeah, parallel
Awesome.
park and perpendicular.
Really cool. So there's a lot of different things here to explain during the test drive. What I'd really like to explain to people is this center console here, because we have a lot of things kind of built in here, right?
Yeah, gone are the buttons and anything else here, but this is going to be, all of your controls, basically your heated. I mean, you do have the buttons on the side, but right now you can see right here, we're in the climate setting. You've got front, 2nd row, 3rd row, and you can just switch those. Again, you have, this is your 2nd row behind the driver, 2nd row behind the passenger. You have your 3rd row temperature and fans there. Front, same thing. So again, 5 different climate zones. The next one is your seat settings. Again, on the doors, you do have your heated and ventilated seat settings, the buttons that are directly there in front of you. You also have them here, but then you can go into
Massaging seats. That's what I like to hear.
You've got the driver, you got passenger, you can switch back and forth between, and then you have different settings here. So you just kind of scroll through whichever one that you want. When you select them, you'll actually see a little demonstration right here that's going to pop up and show you the different waves that they go through. So
that's cool. I keep that on. I like that one.
So you can adjust the intensity, and then positioning. Again, you can adjust your side bolsters and do all that stuff from here. In behind this, there is a big tray that sits down here.
Yes.
And this actually has 2 wireless chargers, one for the driver, one for the passenger. So normally you have one, it's usually the driver's is there, passengers is probably plugged in somewhere with a cord, but this is nice because you got them both there. And then just right up in front of there's a USB-C plug.
And up front here, we have our range, so we know how many miles we can go before we need to recharge, right?
Right.
So, for anybody who's new to the electric, that's going to be something that's there, and it tells you how many miles you have, just like you would your gas mileage,
Right.
So on the left side on this screen, change your headlights, right?
Yeah.
And you can also go and change. You can put a trip meter over there, whatever you really want. You can change on that left side. So what's really cool about this screen being all digital is that you can change what's on it, right? This is the gauge mode.
You'll see it'll put like your speedometer and everything kind of front and center.
Yeah.
You've got your speedometer right there. It's going to show you the energy that you're using. Smaller in the center, and along the bottom you have your range. If you go to energy, now it puts that energy use bar front and center. So it's right across the middle, moves your speedometer over, puts your range down a little bit below that. You do have a map section that you can pull up your maps in front of you there.
We don't have that hooked up right now, but that's where that would appear. It's pretty big and it displays a whole lot.
And now your assist, this is going to be your collision setting along with your lane keep. So whenever those are on, you can put that in front of you. You can see what's activated. If you're drifting out of the lane, it's going to alert you. And then the last one is clean, which just kind of takes all the junk out of there, puts your speed right there in front of you along with your usage. And then smaller down along the bottom right next to the little battery, that's your range. that you
Okay.
can drive.
Yeah, I see that there. I'll tell you what, for our test drive, just for purposes of displaying everything, I'm just going to keep us in assist so I can, just show everybody what this car is doing as we're doing it.
Sure.
So that was a lot of things to go over. We obviously have a large panoramic sunroof up there. We have OnStar up here, SOS, four-way flashers, that type of thing.
This is only the second vehicle other than the Escalade IQ that on the steering wheel,
Yes.
you've got a
Oh,
V button.
oh, cool. So that's going to be something fun for us to test out on the road as well.
Yeah, and speaking of V, this actually has the same motors and horsepower ratings as the upcoming Lyric V, which
Wow.
is Cadillac's fastest vehicle that they've ever built.
So we're really in for a sporty ride here.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. Just to mention some other things down here on the steering wheel while we're here, we have a heated steering wheel. We have our hands-free cruise, so that'll be really great. We have our adaptive cruise control settings there. On the right side, we have all of our buttons for our audio. We have our music, our phone connection. We also have a push-to-talk button. That's for the Google Assistant, right?
Yes.
For people who may be looking into this vehicle, do we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto?
No.
We don't. Okay. Well, that's good to know for people purchasing the vehicle. But what replaces that is the Google Assistant.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, you still have your hands-free Bluetooth calling. Any music that's on your phone, you can still stream it. It'll stream through Bluetooth. There's just no direct access on the screen to anything in the phone.
Well, that was a lot of features here on this vehicle, John. In order to put us into drive, I'm just going to put my foot on the brake and I'm going to pull this back and then down in order to go into drive. So now we're free to go. I notice we do not have one pedal driving on right now, so that's another key point to mention.
Then you can access your one pedal driving by touching right here.
Okay.
It's going to come up and show you you're in normal mode, but you can actually go in here and touch level, and you have a normal and a high mode, and then you have an off that you can turn it off through.
So we've done one pedal driving enough that I can explain to you that my foot right now is off of the accelerator and the brake. We're not going anywhere, but whenever I hit the accelerator, that's then going to take us off. And whenever I take my foot off of the accelerator, it starts to brake us.
And the nice thing is too, Brian, I mean, interrupt there, but when it comes to a stop, that auto hold will come on when it's in one pedal driving. So you know when that auto hold comes on and it's green, it actually has the electronic brakes applied. Your brake lights are on, so if you're in traffic, you don't have to touch the brake. You just sit there, you're on a hill, stopped in traffic, you just sit there, it uses that, and then as soon as you put the accelerator, you see it
There it
turn
goes.
off.
Yeah, that's really great to have. It's an exciting feature. I think one pedal driving is fun, but I prefer normal mode. So if we want to go and turn it off, I just hit that off there. And now whenever I take my foot off of the accelerator or the brake, we're just going to do that normal coasting thing that we would do whenever we're driving. Let's check out the backup camera. I'm going to put the vehicle into reverse here. You can see that nice big backup camera. We got a 360 view as well as a straight back view. We have guided angle. We have guided lines there that show us our angle back into a spot. Whenever I get close to something, we're seeing it flash and beep at us there. And it's going to get more and more the closer that we get to something. Something I noticed actually in the car wash was that whenever I got close to something like the rollers and I was in reverse, it actually stopped the vehicle. It braked it.
Yeah, so that's usually when you're backing out that water that's coming down. That's part of your safety features. It has the alert and the brake.
And you can turn that off.
But you can still have it just alert you.
Yeah.
And not do the braking.
And some other nice things, you do have your side view for the camera. If you want to, get side view for the front tires, for the back tires, you have a ton of different ways that you can view around your vehicle. And this is keeping you safe. Even whenever you go into drive there, it actually switches to your front camera. So you actually can see that, nothing's in front of you. You can do your standard vision there too. So definitely a lot of different ways that you can look around this vehicle. With it being a third row SUV, that's a really nice thing to have because sometimes your visibility, or maybe you have somebody in the back seat distracting you type of thing, you can actually see around you a lot better. I activated the adaptive cruise control, and what it's doing is registering the vehicle in front of us and keeping me within the speed and distance that I have set from that vehicle. So if that vehicle slows down, we're gonna slow down. If that vehicle speeds up, we'll speed up to the speed that I have set. Like right now, we've sped down to 35 miles per hour. They've gone out of the way, so we would speed up. So what I'm gonna do is just, apply the brake because we're at a stoplight here. But it's really nice for stop and go traffic. Will that take you all the way down to a complete stop, John?
If there's somebody in front of you, yes.
Yeah. Well, hitting the accelerator there, John, we got up to speed really quick. Obviously, we have a lot of power in this engine.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to display here is the lane keep assist, because I just activated that, and you can see that on my dashboard that the two lines on either side of the road are green. And what this is doing while I'm driving in real time, it's actually tracking those lines of the road. So if I were to inch over here to the left, it's just going to take my steering wheel and kind of pinball me between the two lines here.
Well, the nice thing is this is showing you right here, you have the steering wheel with your hands. Because this has Super Cruise,
Yeah.
it's differentiating between Super Cruise and you. Now you can
There it
see the
is.
Super Cruise kicked up. You can see the hands disappeared now.
Yeah.
And now it's the hands-free. Where the other one, you actually have that visual saying, okay, you have adaptive cruise control, but it's not Super Cruise. Keep your hands on there. When you took your hands off, it did say apply light force to the steering wheel. So it will sense if you have your hands on the steering wheel or not, and it'll alert you.
So I can actually increase my speed based on my cruise control here. So I can do that all on my steering wheel if I need to. But this is going to slow me down based on vehicles around me. It's going to speed me up to the speed I have set. It's going to keep me within the lines of the road. It's actually taking me around this curve by itself. And I have not touched this steering wheel for the past 30 seconds or so. And it's doing this brilliantly. Let's say I want to go over here to the right side of the lane. I'm just going to turn on my turn signal. And that's now putting me into the right lane by itself. And we're coming up on an on-ramp here. It's noticing these cars are coming onto an on-ramp. I didn't turn on the turn signal that time.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it registered
has
that.
It does have the auto lane change is active. So again, anything in front of you, once it knows it's going to start impeding the speed that you have set on your cruise control, it's going to try to get you over before getting up on the car to have to slow down and then get over. So it's going to try to get you over ahead of time.
Wow, well, it's doing an amazing job. It's been driving itself here for a minute, and it's fantastic. I really haven't had to touch anything other than my speed control on there. But I am being attentive. I'm looking around me, making sure, we're driving safely here.
I will say, just from my vehicle having Super Cruise, it's a great feature. You get out on a longer road trip, it takes kind of a lot of stress away from driving. Like you said, you still have to pay attention, you still have to be attentive. If you're not, it lets you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it just really kind of made the trips that I've taken using it a lot more kind of calm and relaxing. Right?
All right, so we put her in V mode. Let's get it out on the road, right? Whoa. So that got us up to speed very quickly there. That was, I want to say, 4 seconds.
Yeah, according to Cadillac, this thing has 615 horsepower. So according to Cadillac's numbers, it will do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds.
Yes. So there's a lot of power that you get this instantaneously with this electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And like you said, with it being such a sporty drive, you can't even tell you're going as fast as you're going.
No, it's quiet, it's smooth. You do kind of hear that, I don't know, it's almost like not like a jet, but it
Yeah.
does have a certain sound to it when
Yes.
you accelerate. Again, you know, for a vehicle as big as this one is, 3 rows of passengers, you know, you can have 6 people. If you had this with a bench, you could have 7 people. I mean, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. The Cadillac Lyric V that is coming out is, Cadillac is saying that is the fastest vehicle that it has ever built. That one is 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. So the fact that this bigger vehicle with people in it is 0.4 of a second slower,
That's
you
pretty
know,
insane.
It's
pretty
still,
insane. Yeah.
this thing will get up and move.
As far as warranty goes on this vehicle, John, what do we have?
So you have your normal bumper to bumper with Cadillac. So it's a 4-year, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper. Along with that, obviously you don't have the powertrain like you do on a normal car, but these EVs, you're going to get an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the battery. Hey,
Yeah.
bro, I feel like we've kind of forgot something here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
One
here.
of your favorite settings and features in a car. And we're almost at the end of the video, and I feel like I'm going to mention it because
I've had a cameraman in my rearview mirror this entire time, John. You telling me
that should have
Okay.
that should have
there
been
we
an
go.
indication right there. How often do you ever look at Alex when he's back
That's
there
true.
doing these
You're
videos?
Right. You're right.
So
So, obviously, one of my favorite features whenever we're doing these videos is this rear view camera mirror. It basically just lets you get a straight shot. There's a video camera in the back of the vehicle that allows you to see what's behind you. You can really change a whole bunch of different aspects to this, which is really good. You can change the brightness at nighttime. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, and you can tilt up and down, which is another really great feature to have, especially whenever you have a larger vehicle like this. So this is the very first 2026 Cadillac VISTIQ that we got in. I think it's a great drive. This is just an amazing, luxurious feeling vehicle. I don't feel the bumps in the road. I don't, you know, like I feel like it's very quiet in here. Just all over, just a really great experience driving this vehicle, very fast. John, if people have questions about any of the crazy amounts of features that are jam-packed in here, how would they be able to contact you?
just stop on in and see us right off of Route 30 in Greensburg. Come on in and ask for myself or somebody else there, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. You know, whether it's on a VISTIQ, Cadillac, Escalade IQ, an Optic, a Lyric, or any of the other vehicles that we have.
They got a lineup, that's for sure.
Or you can check us out online at smailcadillac.com.
That's going to do it for our test drive. So until next time, enjoy the ride.